Now, this is really going to be different, guys. My name's Ian. I'm one of the host bros here. Here with a good friend, Chris. We're here with the Space Fan Club. And today, we're doing something all of you have asked us for. You wanted us to be able to speak to the community, a place where everyone could come, everyone could speak. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share the screen in a minute here. We've got a Spaces set up. I'm going to stream the Spaces directly to YouTube and X. You can call in, have your say. We'll ask a few questions. It'll just be a chilled, relaxed out vibe. Same vibe we always have on the Space Fan Club. So, Chris, before I get you in, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to activate this. Now, guys, do bear with me. I have never used Spaces in my life. I know all you guys from X are so excited about this, but my guy, I don't even know how this is going to work. And if it is going to work. Right. So, we should now be live on Spaces, my guy. Chris, how are you getting on?
I'm doing great. I did not expect to go live today. It's a holiday. I think it's Monday. It's Monday, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I'm packing. I'm about to hit the road. So tomorrow's live stream. The next days, the next weeks, the coming weeks, I'm gonna be Memphis, Tennessee, Pensacola, Florida, Southern Ozarks of Arkansas, and Dallas, Texas. So yeah, the river view is going to change, guys. I'm going to be hitting the road, doing some big, cool, awesome, crazy pond installations. As you guys know, if you know me, that's what I do for a living. I build ponds, and yeah, sometimes I hit the road, and that's what I'm doing for the next few weeks. This is crazy, different little experiment as far as X spaces. We'll see how this works out. I'm in for the fun, man. I mean, it's a holiday. I'm doing nothing but packing, so let's do it. Why not?
Well, put it this way, Chris. The amount of people on X that have came to me and said, you need to go on Spaces, I'd only listen if it goes on Spaces. Look, if we don't get many people join into the Spaces, it's an experiment. It's a trial, my guy. So we'll see how well it works out. Guys, do hop in if you want to speak to us. We're not going to bite. Just raise your hand. We should be able to let you on. Now, we don't know how it's going to work. Matt, you're in Space at the moment. Can you hear Chris anytime Chris speaks? If not, we may have to run it a little bit differently. But you know what?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh, all good. Thank you, my guy.
Awesome.
What's going on?
Do you know what? It's one of those experimental day. I'm excited about this new journey. I'm excited about just growing this community. But Chris.
Well, the whole point is we want to get you guys in. If we want to hear from the comments. We get them when we're on live stream, but sometimes you miss out, and they're giving quick text, and you're not getting all of what they're really thinking about. So we were thinking about how can you expand on that, because again, all the info we deliver comes from you guys. I mean, we're not as smart as we look on that. I don't look very smart, do I? But we get it from you guys, so we thought, how can we open this up more to the chats and bring more people in? So yeah, I mean, it's open forum here, man. Everything's very laid back. We don't hold you to nothing, whether it's the numbers or you just want to think outside the box and throw out some crazy conspiracy theories. That's all very welcome here. Glad to have you on.
Yeah, now jumping across, we have June. June, big shout out. June follows us every single day, and I want to show my appreciation to our support. So thank you for coming on. We have VACNC. VACNC can't hop on Spaces, but wishing us a hell of a good time. Thank you, my guy. I'm so excited to speak to you this week. You're heavily invested in drones. Look, I'm not invested in drones. I'm invested in eVTOLs, but we're going to try and marry that up, see if it's something that I could get into.
Hey, Vaz, I spoke with Stock Meetups about 2 days ago on the phone. We know that guy's full of numbers. I've got some cool stuff, man, for you to dive into. I gotta send you some stuff, man. Um, Remind me, shoot me a DM because I forgot yesterday when I talked to him, or is it 2 days ago? I can't remember. It's all kind of running together. It's been kind of crazy. But yeah, I got some cool stuff for you, man. Definitely hit me up in DMs.
Also, guys, if there's anything you think we can do to improve the Space Fan Club, do jump across to my X and let me know. I did put a post up, and if you're not comfortable with sharing it with everyone, you can always DM us. But do you know what? You've came here for Rocket Lab, so let's get into Rocket Lab, my guy. There has been a bit of excitement the last while. We done a breakdown of the Photon space buses. We done Flatellite. Yesterday we done the solar arrays and the payloads.
I want an update from Olga on where we're going this week. Short week, holiday week, so we got a 4-day week in the markets, but a lot of good catalysts, big catalysts coming up, a lot of potential for space overall. I'd love to hear from Olga. She always gives the best price targets. So if you're listening, Olga, if you're out there, please let us know what you're thinking because, yeah, I'm expecting a really good week this week.
So, what I thought we might chat about today, Chris. Now, this is not something I am massively clued up on. And I think because I'm not massively clued up on it, it's quite nice to speak about because we get a lot of people asking us, like, to review this, review that, and want to know our thoughts on it. But I think let's push ourselves out there. Let's go into a place where, look, we're not as clued up on it. You might be clued up on it, but the space software side of Rocket Lab. Yeah? So, jumping across, looking at space software. They've the max flight software, and you can see the cumulative of years they've had in space with the software pushing over. It's
we just got a big contract for from the CHIPS Act. Big, like what, $23 million contract from the CHIPS Act for space software, chips, or maybe semiconductors. I'm probably a little bit gray on that area, but yeah, I love this.
Oh, you actually really done something in my mind. So I did do a bit of research today, guys. Yeah. So do you know how we were wondering the difference between Mynaric laser terminals and GEOS laser terminals? Yeah. Now, it's a little bit like it was staring us in the face. But do you know how GEOS is for payloads? Yeah. So GEOS laser terminals are only payload related, so they're only sensor related. So it's communication between the payload back to the satellite, and that's it. Yeah. Where Mynaric laser terminals transfers mass loads of data, and it is a communication network. So you can have a mass communication network with Mynaric laser terminals where they can all speak to each other, or more or less via data between each other, where the GEOS laser terminals is only satellite to payload. That's it. So there you go. There's my fun fact for the day. Johnny Mac, you're my guy. Big shout out, Johnny. I actually thought you were going to Wallops, not gonna lie. I thought you and Francisco were teaming up there, and he did say something about Johnny was in the airport, and I just thought, you know what, the two of them are on their way. So looking at
Yanni's gonna be down for the Wallops party for sure. Huh, Yanni? I can't wait to meet you, bro. It's gonna be so much fun, man. That's gonna be a blast. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
The configurable software with extensive heritage. So Rocket Lab's industry-leading and flight-proven technology in flight software, mission simulation and guidance, navigation and control, and comprehensive space solutions spanning launch, spacecraft build, mission design, and operations. So we are going looking at this whole max flight software. Now, look, guys, if you understand any of that, you can jump into spaces and let me know, because to me, what am I looking at? The X and Y axis. I'm not even going to try and explain that, my guy. Johnny says, I was going, but I had an obligation here I couldn't miss, unfortunately. So Johnny was going to Wallops. I'm so sorry, my guy, that you couldn't make it. Hope everything's all right. But then jumping back across, so we have the Max FSW. So that is flight proven. So it's industry leading commercial flight software platform and has 80 plus successful missions. It's versatile. It's designed with all spacecraft in mind. Easily configurable and extendable, and it's secure, hardened against spotter and RMF cyber controls. And this is where I really need a computers guy in here. Chris, do you understand anything I'm saying at the moment?
No, I don't understand a damn thing. There's a bunch of flippity floppity numbers, and I'm just kidding, man. This is the kind of stuff that's easy to overlook, but it's important to, you know, understand and get the knowledge behind, because that's what's driving the money. That's what's bringing the money in. So it's important to not overlook this small detail. It does seem small, but you go from a $6.4 million contract to a $23 million contract. Usually it's the small details that matter. So, yeah, we joke. I always joke, but no, we're on top, man. Sounds good to me. Keep going with the numbers.
So then looking at ground operations, we do have intermission. So they're constellation ready C3 with automation, scheduling, flight dynamics, and antenna control. It's highly scalable, microservice architecture, easy API integration, on-prem or cloud deployments. And then again, it's secure, supports encryption management, user authentication, and RBAC. Now, is this why Rocket Lab seem to get nice deals with the likes of the Space Force, the Department of Defense? Is this why we could see a substantial contract coming from the Golden Dome, and you say yourself the Space Force? Is it this secure encryption?
They want rapid response, as far as Space Force or the U.S. military. Rapid response is big, but also communications, whether it's telecommunications or space or LEO to ground communications. That's a future for most of the U.S. military. And right now, Rocket Lab, maybe at Kratos, does look to be leading the way in that sector. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Now I'm going to jump back to spaces for a second. We do have Sector in there. Sector, can you hear us two guys at the moment?
Okay, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you all good there. Do you know, Sector, it was actually you that inspired us to get this done. We've been getting feedback back and forward from people to run a spaces, and then I really liked your comment about the lone investor. I said, when I created the VTOL community, I felt like a lone investor. I wanted to be a voice for the community. So when you said that, it did resonate, and I was like, do you know what? I didn't even tell Chris. I was like, Chris, do you know what? This is what we're doing. So thank you, my guy.
We're just doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and I've been
I've
waiting to hear from you.
Tonight.
You
I mean,
give
just
great
now when I
interview.
logged in a few times, it wasn't working, and then I heard you, and then your voice disappeared. So I wasn't sure if it's on my end or
No,
what's
you're all
happening.
good.
But I that being first, you become a Rocket Lab investor, and all your friends laugh at you for like years.
Oh yeah,
and then all of a sudden nobody's laughing anymore, and that feeling of being the lone investor and trying to find your place in a community is difficult at the beginning.
And if you don't mind me asking you, what got you first involved in Rocket Lab? What excited you the most, and have they delivered on your expectations, exceeded your expectations, and where do you sort of see them going?
Oh, they've exceeded my expectations for sure. I would never have imagined Peter Beck's brain to be as vast and imaginative and innovative as it is. I got involved in Rocket Lab. Believe it or not, I had a very fulfilling career, and then I had a huge crash where I just lost everything. And I decided I wanted to try something new, and I started listening to audiobooks about investing while I was at my crappy day job. And I've always been I'm a sci-fi nerd. I'm a space guy.
Yeah.
I was the Trekkie. I was into all that stuff that sci-fi is now. A lot of it is becoming science fact. Some of it.
Yeah.
And
now you put it with the likes of us.
2021, I guess we were probably at Electron launch 24, maybe 25, somewhere around 2021 when he did that TED Talks.
Oh yeah.
And I said the future of everything is up there. I'm always pointing to the sky, and everybody kind of laughed. And I said, I'm serious. This is where the future is. And I can't find a public company that's going in that direction. But Rocket Lab has a really cool name. It attracted my attention. And I got involved strictly because of rockets, first of all.
Yeah.
And then was hoping they were going to do more. And little did I know that rockets was the smallest part of their business.
It was one of those. I think we all sort of resonate with that. I think we're all, without disrespect, I say it all the time. To be in this space, we are all weirdos in a certain aspect. We all are obsessed with space. I think the rockets is what draws, I'd say, 80% of people to this company. You'll always get the people saying, no, it was the space systems that drew me in. But I'm a solid believer that 80% of people, it's the rockets that excites them, and then Peter Beck just pulls them in.
Yeah.
Chris, have you anything to sector?
I don't actually see anybody else here. I can't see.
No, I think Chris is muted.
Sorry, I was cheating. I was inside getting a beer and cooking some food. I was listening.
PR and marketing is like number one for most companies, and a lot of people market before they even have a product. They don't they market. They get ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
So the name Rocket Lab is the draw. It's rockets. Everybody's attracted to Rocket Lab. They chose the company name correctly, and even though in other interviews Peter Beck has said, I probably should have named it a different company, but Rocket Lab just catches. It's very easy to relate. Everybody's onto it when you say rocket.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then Chris,
at the same time, though, it still kind of lays under the radar when it comes to most big hedge funds, big banks. I know that you're probably buying in 6 and 7s and possibly 4s or below, but most of us now are looking at it at a 45,
I'm going to
47.
repost this so that we can get some more people here.
Yep, you're all good.
Oh, that happens daily. I don't even want to come on most days, and Liam was like, "Hey, guess what we're doing tomorrow?" Okay, I guess I'm doing that. We just have fun here, man. It's laid back. You don't have to, bring out facts and numbers and that kind of stuff, but it is about investing for sure. And we're just now seeing the ramp up that we were calling for a year, 2 years ago. It's happening now. So when people ask me, hey, not investment advice at all, but people are like, we're like high 40s. Is it a buy? Is it a sell? Space is still early, in my opinion. Whether it's a Rocket Lab or ASTS, we're still very early. I'm an old guy. I'm 49, so I remember the whole internet buzz. And a lot of people are buying at like $4 or $5, but the same people that bought at like 50 or 60, they still did really well. They still did very, very well. So yeah, I think we're still early on space overall. And in my opinion, right now, Rocket Lab is way ahead of the majority of everyone out there.
Yeah. And then guys, again, look, we're on the spaces on the side here. Do jump in if you want to have a chat with us. The only thing I do believe, Chris, I don't think people can hear you at the moment.
Yeah, I can't hear him at all.
Oh, you can't hear him at all, no?
No, I just thought there was no one talking.
Oh no, you're all good. So we're running it on YouTube X and X Spaces. Now, Chris, another thing we could do, you could jump into the Spaces and speak through Spaces, and that way everyone can hear you.
Yeah, I can't. Look, if I go off screen, then it'll shut down. So
Oh.
I'll lose the live stream. Again, I'm going off my phone, unfortunately. So apologies for that. Sorry,
No,
guys.
that's all good. What we can do, Spaces going forward, then, we could either run a live stream and then run the Spaces after,
We'll
or
figure out all this technical stuff eventually anyway. This is the first one.
oh yeah, for sure. Like, this is a trial run at the moment, and that's the thing. Like, guys in the comments, can you guys hear myself and Sector speaking? Please let me know.
Check 1, 2.
Chris, can you hear Sector?
I can hear you both.
Okay.
Not a problem. Yeah, I can hear you both.
Did you guys see Chip's post on the European price right now of Rocket Lab?
No, go for it. What's he saying?
Yeah.
Okay, let me find it. Chip just posted something and saying that the Rocket Lab is just over 49 right now.
Rocket Lab sitting over 49, my guy.
I love Chimp.
Chimp, yeah. I'm a
Oh, he's
fundamental
favorite-
man where he is a
favorite Chip
technical
too.
man. And when they just marry up together, it is absolutely perfect. He's called, I'd say, more or less 100% of this run from Rocket Lab.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 100%. I'm 84%.
So then jumping across, Vas says, I can hear all three of you from YouTube. So what it is, there's no communication between Chris and Sector. No, that's fine. What we can do, I can just be the bridge, Chris. Is that all right?
Yeah, I still don't pay
Okay,
for
YouTube so I can hear it.
X Premium or whatever it is. So maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I know a lot of people think I'm just a bot because I have a Christo 40, whatever the number is. It's like my prison number, I guess. I don't know what it is. But I like it. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not a bot. I'm a real person. I promise. Some days I wish I was a bot. It'd be a lot easier.
I've seen him, guys, in real life. Trust me, he's a beautiful man.
Some days, for sure. But no. Apologies if you can't hear me on X. We'll make some upgrades. That's why we're doing it tonight.
See you, Rocket
Was
Lab.
not expected. Was not expected whatsoever. But we got to test some stuff out, see how it goes, and then we'll make upgrades. Promise.
And then, guys, I do know some of you have been asking about our audio quality. Guys, do let us know. Is it from both our sides or is it from one of our sides? I know what we are going to do. We're going getting clip-on mics. That way, I'll also be able to run streams out and about if I'm not about. And Chris can be himself. He can walk around. He can collect his firewood as he did that day. And it should be able to strengthen up the audio quality. But guys, do let me know if that is something that you'd like. Vas says, dang, wish I could run translations from Nerd. Lol, isn't Firefly using their software? Oh, I'd have to deep dive that. Chris, do you know anything about that?
I'm not allowed to talk about Firefly. I'm not allowed. No, I'm just kidding. So I am actually a Firefly
That's a
bull.
good question.
Yeah, it is a great question. We need to get more into that very soon because they're building out at Wallops, starting in 2026 next year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's something we should definitely dive into. Love the question.
Then Lazy Legend says, yo, what's up, Posse Brothers? Big shout out, Lazy Legends. Then, June, Chris, stop calling me old. I'm 49 years young too. June, you don't look an age over 21, I'm telling you. So, we have
Jim is a jewel.
Johnny Mac in the
Yeah.
chat. Johnny, my guy, how are we getting on?
Yo, what's going on, brother? How are you? I'm doing well.
I'm not too bad, my guy. What are you feeling at the moment? Do you think we're going to get this next big push over the $50 fairly soon? Are you looking for $80 to $100 towards the end of the year?
I don't know about $80 to $100 end of the year. I hope so. I mean, if we see a Neutron on the pad, I think, yeah, definitely. But if we don't, then we'll probably enter the 50s, and then we get maybe push back down or stay in the 50s. But if we see Neutron on the pad, I think we run up, in my opinion, regardless if we launch or not.
Oh, that's a
I
good
freaking
thought.
love,
Chat,
I
do let me
love,
know.
I love Smiani. That's my boy. Bostonian, a good deep Boston accent, you know. Let's go to the car, Gerard. Let's go to the mall. I love that dude. Love you. Can't wait to meet up, man. We're gonna have so
First
much
time
fun.
listener, but I do want to say, watched y'all for a while over at Rocket Lab. Y'all
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Thank you so much, my guy. What got you first involved in Rocket Lab? How long have you been invested in it? And then have they exceeded your expectations? Matched your expectations?
Actually, I started watching space industry back in the Falcon days, early on when he was still blowing up the rockets.
Oh,
So it
lovely.
really got me interested in the industry. And I've watched since. And this past year, I actually started a tech startup of my own
Okay.
and trying to do some good myself.
I love
And
that. I love that. We gotta
would you
talk more
mind
about that. Yeah,
would
that's
you mind
awesome.
me asking you what tech you're sort of working on?
Well, it's multiple projects right now. For short term, I've got a drone that I'm working on with drone swarm technology for search and rescue operations for like disaster zones, things like that. But for long-term plans, the big project and the mission is the Meridian Network, which what that is, it's a decentralization of patient records for the healthcare industry to protect them against ransomware attacks and stuff.
Where are you at? Where do you I think you're probably somewhere south, maybe Bama, Texas. Where you at, buddy?
Chris, I swear you up, my guy.
Oh, I'm based out of Indiana.
Oh, okay, makes sense, I love that. Yeah, we want to get more into drones very soon. So yeah, love the intel. Always love that kind of
Yeah, I
intel.
was a medic in the Army, so I got a little different perspective on that one between the technical and the medical. So it ended up being a passion project of mine that I started up this year. And so I work as a network engineer for one company, and I put in another 40 to 50 hours on this a week.
That's amazing, bro.
Then
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
Sector then has jumped into YouTube. Hey, this Sector, I'm trying to use YouTube and Spaces to hear everyone. So I think now we have bridged the gap. Right. So, Chris, this is a big one I want to ask the whole community there on YouTube, X, everywhere. Johnny had a very good point. If we see Neutron elevated on the pad, but no launch this year, where do you guys see the price going? Are you still confident you'll get an $80 to $100 price range? That is interesting.
That's a great question. That's a great question. And
I'm loving this.
That's a very interesting question.
short answer is yes. I can
Do
give
you?
reasons
Yeah.
why, but I would love to hear from chats first, but I can give reasons why for sure.
Well, I think if we get any sort of contracts with the Golden Dome, we're going to push that next leg up. And then, as Johnny said, as soon as Neutron gets elevated onto the pad, if we have pushed up from that leg from the Golden Dome, I believe that'll just send us to the moon. I genuinely do think we'll hit around $75, $80. Look, I'm no technical chart analyst. I go purely on fundamentals and then what my guys do tell me. So, guys, do jump in. Let us know what you think.
Well, I know a certain governor that's going to be cheesed if it doesn't go off this year after making that announcement at the Launch Complex 3 opening. He seemed really confident, and I'm assuming he had a very long conversation with his team and Peter Beck before announcing something like that. So I do have a lot of confidence in this happening, but on the other hand, yes, Golden Dome, I mean, this is like a massive game changer, and I think that I think that has the power to push us over the top. And meanwhile, Neutron will give us little ups and downs as we get little teasers and news as we get closer. Once that thing gets on site at Launch Complex, things are going to change rapidly, I think. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
Well, that's the beauty of wallops. Okay, so this is easily overlooked, but the governor of Virginia has nothing to do with wallops. It is controlled by the U.S. government, DC, DARPA, Mars, MARS. Look that up. That's who's building out the majority of the Rocket Lab complex itself. It has zero to do with whoever's in charge as far as the government in Virginia. That's the beauty of it. And on top of that, Rocket Lab is already working directly with Space Force, U.S. government, and we are going to be seeing whether it's Space Force or Golden Dome contracts. There's a lot of money out
I
there.
do have a question for you. Unrelated topic, but real
Go for
fitting
it.
for Rocket Lab.
Yep.
For the 3D printing technology and everything's come a long way. That's part of what impressed me with y'all's design. As far as applications in space, do you see any difficulties in applying the 3D technology and the basically lack of atmosphere, lack of gravity, things like that?
So
That's an advantage. That's actually an advantage. Look at BARDA with their pharmaceuticals, and look at the upcoming possibilities with IMQ and building.
I'm just taking into consideration things like it's going to be floating
No, no,
around.
no.
not
Great
dropping on
question.
a
Great
typical 3D
question.
printer and
Awesome
things like
question.
that.
Yeah. No, great question. And we've talked about this a few times before. Yeah. Sorry, Liam.
I
I
got
cut you
a
off.
little speculation to add if I can sneak in there.
yeah, go on, fire it, Linda.
I mean, the only reason why I think that, we might have something major coming up is because, I mean, I don't know if you saw Peter Beck on Fox Business where he put in that sly comment at the end when the host was saying, "Oh, I sold my." Of course, the host says he bought his shares at the low and sold them at the
yeah.
But you notice at the very end, most people's kind of like, turn off the clip at that point. But he goes, "You shouldn't have sold your shares."
You shouldn't have just sold your stock though. Yeah. Oh my god.
He could have just remained silent. Why would you throw that in there unless you have some confidence? I mean,
Yeah,
I might
you have to
have
be
something.
letting your balls hang at that stage. To be saying something like that.
Why have, for such a reserved guy as he is, why put that comment in there unless you listen in the back of your head, or you're kind of throwing us a bone that something's coming down the pipeline?
For sure. And then when we brought Francisco on and he was telling us all that Peter Beck is downright adamant that they are working tirelessly up until the 29th of December to make sure we get a launch this year. I'm pretty confident it's going off this year. I am fully on the belief that we're definitely going to get it elevated on the pad at the least.
Well, my speculation is I'm 60% sure, probably even more. I'm 70% sure we'll see probably even more than that. I'm pretty up there sure that we'll see a erected Neutron. Will it launch this year? I would imagine that it might get pushed back for safety reasons or whatnot. Maybe into like the first few months of 2026. But if I was a betting man, I would say that we see a fully erected Neutron. I mean, you look at the CFO saying that, they're already shipping parts of the rocket now. You're going to be seeing parts of the rocket delivered within the coming weeks to months. So, I mean, we're in what? September now. So that gives us several months before the end of the year. We should see at least the beginnings of Neutron being assembled.
That is a solid point, not gonna lie. we did then, guys, anyone that is new here, we did get that Kedgen approval. Oh, it must be about 2 weeks ago now at this stage. Then we had, it was Adam Spice, wasn't it, that said that they're going shipping parts for Neutron over to the launch pad. Johnny has a pretty valid point there. Why would you start doing that if you're not under the solid belief that you're going to get erected on the pad? Do you know what, guys? Let the opening bell ring tomorrow, because at this stage I am getting so bullish. VASCNC says, which catalyst will be bigger, Neutron launch or Golden Dome? No, that's a big one, yeah?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It really depends, I think. It depends how big of a contract from the Golden Dome you get. But at the same time, if you got a massive contract from the Golden Dome, it's going to send the Neutron launch even higher. So
I was just about to say, if I could jump in here,
yeah,
I think it's going to be a snowball effect. If we get a big contract from Golden Dome, you're going to have so many more eyes on Rocket Lab that weren't there before. So the news of Neutron is only going to be that much more bullish for everybody.
And that's the thing, because Neutron will be such a key part then of delivering payloads, hopefully. That, as Johnny says, that snowball effect will just take place. Now, if we don't get any big contracts for the Golden Dome, Neutron is still going to be a massive. If not, if we don't get a contract with the Golden Dome or don't get a significant contract, I actually think that'll make Neutron bigger as well, because people will think, right, this is our only golden ticket out of here. Even though we do have the space system side, I don't know why. I think it is the new investors. Look, I felt it myself. We were talking with Sector about it. What brings you in is that launch, and the fact that Neutron is going to enable us to enter that medium lift market. I just think it's going to make it that much bigger. What do you think, Chris?
Yep, 100% agree, my friend. We're early.
Probably
We are very, very early. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You what?
I think it was Sector or someone was trying to chime in there. I missed that. Sorry.
Honestly, I'd like to see it happen. Y'all have come a long way.
Do you know what? We're all going to meet up at this Neutron launch, and I am not going to know 90% of people there. I'll know you by your X handle, or I'll know you by your YouTube name. But if you come over and say hello to me, you're going to have to tell me what your YouTube, your X name is, because my God, my guy, I really won't know. Dieter, are you there with us? Rimdom?
Oh, I'm gonna go visit Rimdon next spring.
Look for somebody else to jump in still.
Johnny, do you want to speak?
Yeah, I just also want to point out, I mean, we can go on with Geost and all the other acquisitions, which are important, don't get me wrong. But if you take a step back and we kind of go back to the basics and look at the macro, which we've spoken about before multiple times. I mean, Trump's in office and his main goals right now is really China. That's his focus. China is really what he's focused on. And you look at it, he's focused on rare earth minerals. He's focused on space. He's focused on defense. As Rocket Lab continues to grow, how can I put this? Basically, Trump's pushing for the U.S. to be the number one in so many. Trying to collect my thoughts here.
No, you're all
so
good.
Many areas where we used to lead, and we haven't been back to the moon since the 60s, almost the 70s. So, I mean, we're so far behind. We're playing catch up now. Despite what the media says, China has made so many strides in space. You see him with dogfighting between satellites, practicing dogfighting.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be so many government contracts, in my opinion, focused into space right now that I think we're well positioned for the next several years beyond the Neutron and beyond Golden Dome. It's going to be a continuously growing sector, regardless of who wins next year. And you can see this from when I kind of saw the writing on the wall when Trump started the Space Force. He got so much slack for that, but the writing was there. We need to start investing in space. I mean, that was his previous 4 years. And that's when I really started focusing into space stocks, and that's when I found Rocket Lab. But
100%, bro. 100%.
This theory for these dominoes to fall into place, and regardless if we see these jumps to the 70s or 80s, I mean, that's what makes this a long-term hold. Because if you really believe the space sector is going to grow, like I do, this is the place to be. Rocket Lab is the place to be. You have SpaceX, you have Rocket Lab, and you have Blue Origin. Those are the three guys, the really major three players in the U.S. as far as the space sector. I mean, if you don't want a monopoly in the space sector, there's nowhere else to go. We're here.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I just submitted a patent today, actually, for y'all's industry. I mean, y'all are the big players.
Sector, do you want to add anything to that? No. Surfer, big shout out, my guy. Can you hear us? Chris, do you know what? This is strange. Yeah, I have it on the two screens, and I'm like going, right, I'm on YouTube, I'm on X. I'm on YouTube, I'm on X.
I'm still thinking about what Johnny said.
Yeah,
and Johnny's right. Johnny's very right.
That's the problem I'm having too.
Bro, he's right on the cusp of because in the background we're talking about Kratos and we're talking about drones.
Focused on one, so I might be missing something.
No, you're good. You're good.
But we're also
Again,
completely forgetting.
This is our first night, so we're trying hard. You guys are trying to keep up.
Rocket Lab. I think we're going to have so many contracts coming from them. I don't know if you saw Francisco just posted that France and Germany are looking to have a early warning system set up as far as military satellites. Where's that going to go? I mean, you have Rocket Lab, which is pretty well positioned to handle anything for the European Space Agency. There's so many avenues for Rocket Lab to go here. Europe is not going to use SpaceX. They're not going to use Russia. So where are they going to go?
Don't have to be SpaceX. I mean, everybody fills the void.
Surfer has his hand up there.
What he's saying is that it was the Haste contracts in the EU and ULA, and now looking into France.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do with the drone swarm, fill a void. I mean, there's a gap in the industry right now.
I see that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go on, Chris.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're all good. Right, Surfer, you have your hand up. Do you want to speak?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you all good.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I'm an investor in Rocket Lab. I really like the company. I am still trying to figure out what they do specifically. I understand that they have like launch services, but that satellite division is super interesting to me. I don't know if you guys really understand what they're doing in that realm, or if that's like a really kind of a secretive business and they do a lot of contracts with the government that they don't really disclose it. Because to me, that's what's valuable about this whole company. It's not that they shoot up satellites. To be honest, that's kind of a shitty business if you really think about it. There are a lot of launch competitors. Yeah, SpaceX, China has a bunch of companies, India has companies, then Jeff Bezos companies. But I mean, if the company can start vertically integrating that launch services with like their satellite division, that'd be super cool. Anyways, just saying hello. And yeah, if you could explain to me what they do in that satellite business, that'd be great if you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no problem there.
Actually,
wait a minute, Chris, for a second. So,
sorry,
Surfer, are you listening to us on YouTube or X at the moment?
No.
So if you jump into my profile there, you'll be able to hear Chris speaking. Chris is about to explain what the whole satellite business is.
It's on your YouTube. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, you can either go on my YouTube or you can go across to our profile on X, and the videos being played there.
Mm. Okay. Well, I think that's what's really valuable about this whole company. I mean, if you look at the chart, it's just kind of a straight up line. Like it pulls back, and it just keeps rocketing forward. So it's pretty phenomenal. I like buying expensive companies that are doing cool shit, and have a really good chart. I mean, the best comparison is Palantir. Palantir had a lot of cool shit that they were doing. Super expensive company and very clean looking chart. Now it's a little bit not necessarily toppy, but it's not like a good booming stock as it was previously. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, definitely check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, no problem at all. Now, what I want to do, I want to check, am I able to? Yeah, there we go. No, I'm not. I need Jacob here. How can I do it where people have to raise their hand to speak, my guy? Do you know what? We'll leave it there. Chris, Surfer had a really good question there. Do you want to explain how the satellite business of Rocket Lab works? I could give you a whole stream, my guy, for it.
Yeah, yeah. And I try and keep it short. So, yes, launch is fun. We always love the launches. We try and cover all the launches, but that's not where the revenue really comes from. It comes from the space system side, which they are growing out. Imagine Rocket Lab as the Tesla of space. They take in raw material in one door, and out the other door, they come up with satellites, photon buses, neutron rockets, the likes of all. They're a one-stop space store company. That's the easiest way to explain them. Yeah, still a long way to go. Still some things to overcome. We're not quite there with Neutron yet. We're expecting it on the pad very soon. But again, as always, in Beck we trust. And I mean, there's a reason why they are where they are right now. There's a reason why we're talking about them. You're not going to put your money into a company that you have doubts in. So yeah, Palantir was at $7 last year. Some people think they're a bit of a price now. I love Palantir. Not investment advice, but it's one of my top 5 companies. Same with Rocket Lab.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I think I've actually worked it out, Chris, where I can do it in such a nice way. I thought if I muted that there, the guys on Spaces wouldn't be able to hear me, but no, I've muted that now so I can get back in and out with you. Sector has jumped across to YouTube and said, "Hey guys, Sector here. If you're hearing delays and people interrupting, just know it's not being done on purpose. This joining of Spaces with this channel will get figured out." And that's the thing. Do you know what? It's one of those. I actually think we're going to have to bring Jacob on and moderate our X's until I get this worked out. But Johnny had his hand up there. So, Johnny, do you want to speak? Sector, do you want to speak?
Yeah, sure, I can do it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, or do you want to go first, Johnny?
Sector, do you want to speak?
Yeah, sure, I can do it. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting delay off my own voice.
There you go.
That's weird. Anyway, am I speaking? Yes.
Yep, you can do.
Okay, all right. I was just gonna say off the last person that was talking, same deal with Palantir and Rocket Lab. A lot of us have gotten used to, exponential growth at an alarmingly fast rate, and then all of a sudden it dips a little bit and we have that little gap where we wait a little bit. And I think it's really easy to get used to things just always growing and growing huge, but things take their time. I mean, things change and business models adapt and companies are scaling, and during that time, there's more spending. I don't necessarily see Palantir as boy, things have slowed down. I see them as, you know, they're going back into some R&D and they're trying something else, and then things are just going to go right back up. And I always hear Rocket Lab being compared with so-called Palantir growth that we're heading into, and that excites me. I'm just really excited about that, so I'll leave it at that.
No, thank you so much.
Yeah, I
I
would.
completely agree. And then Surfer, do you
I
want to
would.
speak?
Sorry, I just want to make a comment.
Yeah, go on.
I would just mention that, you know, I've been looking at stocks quite a long time. And really, when you look at high performing stocks like Tesla, Palantir, Rocket Lab may soon be one. I'm not going to say it is one because it's still a $20 billion company, but may soon go on that list. So it's still kind of a small cap. But if you kind of look at all these businesses, they kind of have like a very unique attribute to all of them. Namely, it's kind of like no one can really compete with them, I would say. Or in other words, they're kind of like monopoly type of businesses. So I guess even though I am an investor in Rocket Lab, I'm really trying to figure out what kind of monopoly they have, or a monopoly that they will soon have that will make them expand to being a very large cap player in the space. Because that's kind of important when you look at.
Well,
these
you said it earlier.
stocks.
You said it earlier.
Nvidia is also another example of a monopoly type of company. People say that they don't really have a monopoly. I kind of think that they do in the AI sector. But yeah, so just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, no,
No,
thank you.
no,
And then Chris,
it's a great
do you want to
question.
speak?
But if you focus on what you said earlier, we have very few companies. Like you were comparing a SpaceX in China to a Rocket Lab. That's fair, but you're comparing a multi-billion-dollar company and a multi-billion-dollar country, a whole freaking country, versus a little bit of Rocket Lab who is competing with them head to head. And with Neutron, sky's the limit. So it's easy to overlook, but the fact is, we're competing with the largest space company in the world, and only second to us is China, who has billions of dollars to spend. And what are they doing? They're mocking and taking ideas from Musk and Beck and using it as their own. They're going to try and beat us to Mars for the Mars sample return mission. You already know that they're on the moon right now, or trying to get on the moon right now and start mining. We talked about the Helium-3 project turning into Helium-4. It's a whole another. We can go into that for hours. But Rocket Lab is not a small. It seems small at first glance, but we're comparing against SpaceX in a whole freaking country. They're beating out Russia on launches. They're beating out Russia on revenue. It's a whole country, guys, not another company. It's not a red wire they're competing against. They're competing against countries, and they haven't got the Golden Dome or the Space Force contracts that are going to come very, very soon for them.
Nah, I really like that summary there, Chris. And then Johnny Mac, do you have your hand up?
Yeah. Sorry, I can't hear Chris speaking, so if I
No,
repeat
you're all
what he
good.
said, I apologize. But basically, going back to the satellite thing that Surfer Stocks brought up, if you listen to Peter Beck as he's spoken in multiple interviews, and pretty much what his view for space is for the future is that the future space companies that are going to survive are the ones that are vertically integrated. So what does that mean? So basically, Peter Beck's view for the space world is companies that want to have their own constellation will come to Rocket Lab and say, hey, here's my idea, build out my satellite, build out my constellation, and launch it for me. Now it goes beyond just launching. Now Rocket Lab could build that satellite, launch it, and the deal could be, listen, we'll do that all for free, but now, or for a sum of money at a discount. Now, the payback is we'll operate those constellations indefinitely, and you rent out the service from us. And that's a very good business plan over the long term, which maybe costs heavy up front, but over the long term, that'll work out. Typically, that works out in favor of the company. And then you have to put on top of that, now that they're vertically integrated, Rocket Lab can do their own constellation, similar to what SpaceX does with Starlink. Now, we don't exactly know because the company's very hush-hush with what their own constellation plans are. So it could be a range of things. There's some speculation out there of what it could be. And that's particularly because I don't know how far back you go with Rocket Lab, but Peter Beck has had plans before where he's mentioned them to Elon Musk, and Elon Musk has turned around and stole his idea. He's basically said that in the past that Elon Musk took his idea. So, and there's also DoD satellites that you spoke to that we don't know of that are launched for the government by Rocket Lab. So it's not all launch. As a matter of fact, I believe 65% or 70% of their revenue is actually from services with constellations. Launch is very, I wouldn't say small, but is definitely a smaller portion of their revenue.
Thank you so much for that, Johnny Mac.
Got it.
My Lydia, do
That
you
was
want
really
to jump in?
good. Thank you. Just want to say thank you. Yeah, that's a really great description. So, and that's a great business model, I think. So,
Yeah, my Lydia, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, it's Andrew, by the way.
Oh, Andrew, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, a little different
Awesome,
perspective
awesome.
on there for you. I mean, I don't see this for Rocket Lab or SpaceX, obviously, but one of the struggles I see in the AI industry, because I'm real big on that side of it, is these larger companies are struggling to adapt and overcome the market for this AI race. And I see some of that coming into the space industry too. So some of the smaller companies may take a leap forward in that race because of that inability to adapt and overcome.
Like an INQ or a data centers or an EcoStar. I agree on 100%. I love that take. I love that. Thank you.
And then Sector, do you want to speak? No. Right. So I'm going to jump back to YouTube for 1 second here. So we have Rimdom saying spend in politics, culture. Brett says no reason to discount launch until there are more than 2 regular launchers. Rimdom says monopoly on the best CEO, monopoly on water. AJ says everyone here is on the right track. SpongeDrop,
Hey,
big shout out, my guy.
Sponge in the house. Love you, Sponge.
Then AJ says they do everything, all you need to know. Chris, this has been an absolutely wild project. You know what? I'm going to have to be able to get my head around this, bouncing between one and the other, trying to moderate this chat, that chat, the other chat.
Yeah, man, do harder. You're slacking off, man. Do a better job. No, I'm just kidding, bro. It's look, this is brand new. I had no idea going. I wasn't gonna go live today. I'm packing for Tennessee tomorrow. Of course, Liam always says, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna do this." So fun experiment, very brand new for us. It will get better. Thanks for the comments. Always, let us know what we can do to make it better because it's about you guys. It's not about us. It's about the community. So, yeah, a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, guys, if you've liked this project, if you want us to continue it, make sure to bang the like button, bang the subscribe button. Then, if you ever want to get involved in one of these call-ins, make sure you check out our X page. It's the Hustle Bro. It's the Hustle Bros YT. I know there's been a little bit of feedback that I need to change my name. I answered that earlier on. Look, I do run the Rocket Lab side of the Hustle Brothers. I'm very heavily involved in the eVTOL side of the Hustle Brothers. I can't change it to Rocket Lab or eVTOLs because there are 3 other Hustle Brothers that would absolutely kill me. I'm sure Chris would be happy enough with me changing it to Rocket Lab
Just
sometime.
change it to ilovechris.com or whatever, and yeah, we'll go from there. That'd be great. That'd be hilarious.
But no, guys, thank you so much for this. If it's something you do want us to continue doing, make sure to jump in on X. Do let us know. But, guys, my name's Liam. I am one of the host brothers here. We have had a chat with the community. I will make it better. I will try and find a bridge where the listeners can hear Chris and Chris can hear the listeners. It was a trial run. I want to give a big shout out to Colin Sector. As you see on X, it was actually him that did fire me up for this whole spaces. I know we've had a lot of feedback recently. Can we go on spaces? It wasn't something that really appealed to me to try and stream YouTube, X, and space at the same time. Didn't actually think I could do it. But you know what? It's not that bad when you get used to it, yeah? If we could just bridge the gap between you and the listeners on X's or on spaces, I actually think it'll be an all right little project, you know. But all the speakers, all the listeners on spaces, thank you so much for coming. We will do this again. I'm sure of it. But Chris, I'll give you the final say of the night.
Well, market's open tomorrow. Big catalyst coming up for space overall. Golden Dome project, Space Force contracts coming out probably mid to late October, I would assume. Lots to look forward to. And again, guys, we didn't expect to do this tonight. It just happened. Because of you asked for this, we did this. It's been a lot of fun. It will get better, I promise. I could hear you guys. Sorry you couldn't hear me, but hopefully if you go back, you can hear the responses. I did answer, I promise. I did answer the best I could anyway. But yeah, we'll make it better. Thanks for tonight. As always, guys, it's been a lot of fun. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, me and Chris are mad, man. We will always try and improve, but we will do some random things. You'll never know what's coming up on the daily, but that's why you have to be here with us daily. Right, guys, we will be with you again tomorrow. We'll see you then.